Welcome back. 20 minutes before 1 o'clock here on today's TMJ4. You're looking at our Department of Transportation camera showing a huge backup on I-43. All of the southbound lanes are closed at Fond du Lac Avenue due to an ongoing investigation.
Massive traffic backup happening right now. This has been going on for about 40 minutes. Our Jermont Terry has been working on this story. He's got an update for us now. Jermont, you've got some new information for us.
That is correct, Bridget. We have been working our I-team sources, and sources with the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office tell us that a man driving a car pointed a gun and aimed it at a second vehicle while on the freeway on I-43. The driver of the first car pointed and shot the gun, and in the process, the man who had that gun lost control of his vehicle and crashed it, at that first scene at 10th and Walker. The gunman, according to my Milwaukee County sources, tell me that apparently took off running. Authorities are currently looking for the individual who started all of this. The person who was shot along the freeway later stopped at 17th and State. That's where our Michelle Fioria has been giving us live reports. It is unclear at this point if the person who was shot at was actually hit by any of those bullets. But as we know, the bullets did hit the car from the live picture that Michelle was able to give us from that location. The Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office has shut down, as we've been showing you and looking right now, the entire freeway as they search for evidence to connect the gunman to the vehicle that was originally started all this. Sheriff deputies are currently talking with what we have confirmed, 2 witnesses who pulled over to the side of the road and saw that shooting along I-43. There are 3 separate scenes. You're looking right now at the individual. This is where Michelle was at 10th and at 17th and State. This is the vehicle where my sources tell me where the individual that was shot at pulled off the road, and as you can see from that picture there, that there are some most definitely some damage and potentially bullet holes to that car. Deputies search for evidence at 10th and Walker where the alleged shooter crashed. Again, the scene that you're looking at right now is at 17th and State where the alleged victim stopped his car. We are trying to determine, working many of our sources, to try to get an idea of how many people were inside either of these vehicles. Again, what we do know, we are dealing with 3 separate scenes. We have the interstate where everything started, the shots were fired at one vehicle, and then that individual who apparently started and fired the shots crashed. He crashed at 10th and Walker. Then we have the person who was shot at. That individual or driver apparently stopped his vehicle at 17th and State. And again, we know from our sources that the Sheriff's Department are talking to at least 2 witnesses. Unclear the extent of injuries, but the concern right now, the reason why they have this interstate shut down is because the sheriff deputies have to collect all of the evidence, try to figure out how many shots were fired.
Jermont, any word from your sources on what this shooting was about? Did these people know each other? Was this random? Is this road rage? Anything like that yet?
Bridget, it is just simply too early to say what prompted all this. The big concern right now, that is a valid question, why would someone open fire? Did these 2 individuals know each other? Was this an incident of road rage? That's all part of this fluid and breaking investigation. But the most important part, if you're in that area, as you know, I-43 is a main thoroughfare that gets traffic through and around downtown Milwaukee. At this particular juncture, with that portion of the freeway being shut down, this is a traffic hazard at this point. The interstate is shut down essentially. But again, we want to just clarify what we're dealing with from our sources here with the I-team. We have 3 separate scenes. The original scene that you're looking at right here is I-43. This is where one driver apparently pointed and aimed a gun at a second vehicle, at a second car. That individual, the original shooter, apparently shot at someone, crashed his car at 10th and Walker, and then took off running. Police, as we showed you, are also towing a vehicle at 17th and State, where the individual apparently that was shot at apparently crashed. We're going to try to work many of our sources and have another update coming up as soon as possible.
All right, Jermont, thanks for that update from the I-team, checking in with his sources there with the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Department.
We'll take a quick break. Back right after this.